Let's go to the phone lines. Welcome in Tom Murphy of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette and Whole Hog Sports. Got some football, basketball, and baseball to touch on with Tom as he's kind enough to join us a day after and kind of readjust his schedule. Tom, we were just speaking to Kendall Briles and Barry Odom, Sam Pittman and his staff getting taken care of. Sam's yet to get taken care of. We'll have to wait and see on that. But what did you think about the raise and the extension through 2024 that has happened for both of his coordinators?
Yeah, good morning, guys. It was obviously needed, and Sam just straight out said that in many cases the money that Arkansas guys are getting to stay may not match what some of the offers they had. And so he said there's something keeping them here, whether it's, love of Arkansas, the team, the camaraderie on the staff, whatever. There's a good vibe, and these guys are staying. And I heard what you were saying as I came in, and absolutely you're right. I asked Sam about the addition of Deke Adams and Dominic Bowman, and he talked about them a little. And then, I guess the word is unbidden. He just said, hey, let's face it. If you can't recruit, you have got to recruit to be on the staff. And I think it was, without naming names, it's just saying, hey, Jamal Ashley, there were some guys in the transfer portal, a guy who played for you, and they didn't get here. And so, good luck elsewhere. And I think, Derek LeBlanc did not have a great recruiting year. And so those guys were one and done. And the guys like Kenny Guyton and Jimmy Smith and Shearer and these other guys who recruited well, they get rewarded financially. So that's what it's about. Sam knows that.
Tom, I think you asked the best questions, not only about just the recruiting, the new contracts, but you also asked Sam about his contract, and he kind of chuckled at you and was just smiling, kind of gave you a non-answer a little bit. Is it surprising to you that we're still sitting here on March the 11th and this deal hasn't gotten done?
Oh, no, not at all. I talked to some folks early on. So we kind of knew, was this mid-December, late December, that it was going to happen. But there's a lot of details. And I also think part of his negotiation is, okay, and let's make sure we take care of these assistant coaches, because he knows the continuity, and the way he put it was the guys whose faces they're in front of the most. So those are the coordinators. They have to be taken care of as well. And so I don't know. We know what the initial ask was, and we've talked about it on here before. I don't think they get to $7 million. I think somewhere closer to $6 million, and maybe even lower than that when it's all said and done. But no, I'm not surprised at all. He said that he hopes they're closer than ever and all that. So I kind of thought they might have been on the verge of it, is the reason I asked. And if it happened, then we'd have a quote to use. But maybe it'll get done during spring drills, and if not, I'm sure quite soon after that it will be done.
I think you kind of hit on it there, Tom. Sam's the kind of guy that he would rather back burner his a month or 6 weeks or what to make sure the assistants were taken care of. Just, if nothing else, the perception that, hey, I didn't get mine first and then worry about you guys. You guys came ahead of me as a staff. Everyone on that staff, as you pointed out in your column, has had a contract renegotiation or their initial contract in the last 9 months. So everyone feels good about it, and none of them can say they had to wait on the head coach to get his deal done first. Maybe that's an outside looking in view, but I could see where from his office as the head coach that would be important to him.
Oh, there's no question about that, and you're right. And the truth of it is, if you're picked down in the SEC, as Arkansas was both of his first 2 years, and you get up into the top 10, you're doing stuff right. And we've heard players talk about it, the relationships between the coaches, the recruiting prowess of these guys, and Sam has said, we want the loudest things they hear is to be the praise they get. And if a coach isn't doing that, then that's not good, and they might not last long. So I don't know. There's just a good vibe. I don't know if they can build on it and get back to 9 wins. Really, really tough schedule. But we know that when they're on the field, they're not intimidated by anybody. When you go into Alabama and you score and with a minute left and have a chance to get an onside kick to possibly win the game, then you can compete. So last year was a really, really good year, and the Arkansas administration had to understand that they were going to have to come off the financials of this and get closer to the top of the SEC to retain staff, and they've done that. And it's the price of doing business in the SEC if you're going to be compete.
Yeah, because it wasn't that long ago. We were talking about an assistant salary pool in the 3.8, 3.7, something like that, and as you pointed out, we're over $6 million now, 6.14, which is about a 15% increase over the previous year. Let's just say five something million is where Sam lands for this next year. Coach Pittman, we're talking between $11 and $12 million that the university's going to have tied up at a minimum, probably with their coaching salary staffs in total.
Yes, absolutely, and add up Alabama's or A&M's or LSU's, and it's higher than that. But at Arkansas, you just have to do it, and it's a smart move to get all these coaches back on board, and who knows, maybe they can have a decent season and run it back one more time. But it has the feel, that if they keep having success and KJ Jefferson does what he does, that somebody's going to come pluck Kendall Briles, and of course we know that Barry Odom has said he wants to get back in the head coaching ranks. But hey, the way those guys are playing, he can sit back and wait until a really sweet offer comes along, and that's good for him.
Tom Murphy with us, Arkansas Democrat-Gazette, Whole Hog Sports. Tom, I got a video of Au'Diese Toney in the boot yesterday, and I don't know if he's going to play. I don't know if he's going to play some minutes or not at all. You think Arkansas is going to win if Au'Diese Toney does not play against the Tigers today?
Well, if Tennessee had gone on and won by 15 or 20, the way it was looking, I would have said, I don't think they have much of a chance. But they came back, and I know Tennessee probably came off the gas a little, but they came back, and that was done without Au'Diese. So I think there's a chance. However, I think the psychological factor of LSU, and I told you guys on this show, LSU coming back here was going to be a tough out. And really, they had that game, and they just got away from them. They made some dumb decisions down the stretch. So they're going to be gunning for the Razorbacks. This is a really tough out for them. They're going to have to rebound so much better. I watched small snippets of LSU Missouri, and I saw a few possessions where LSU did to Missouri what they did to Arkansas, just playing volleyball on the backboard and keeping it to themselves. So I don't know. Keep LSU shooting down a little bit, and they'll have a chance. But I just think from the sheer want to and psychological factor, it's edge LSU in this game.
Efton Reed, Tari Eason, Darius Days, they got some big guys down low. Arkansas is going to have to keep them off the glass, like Tom's saying. Tommy made a good point earlier, Tom. You win this game, I don't know how you're not a 4 seed. LSU's trying to climb up. This is a big-time game for LSU. But in Arkansas's case, Tom, they win today. Doesn't that pretty much seal the deal on this team being a 4 seed come tomorrow, or come Sunday?
I believe it does. I just don't see how they come off the 4 line if they beat LSU. If they don't, maybe they go to a 5. You can live with that. But Arkansas is in good shape. You just want to keep your mental edge about you, and I think they'll be fully involved in this game. I think it's going to be a tight game. But yeah, you can't relax. But yes, I do believe 4 or 5, and I don't know how it changes, really. I mean, they win the SEC tournament, maybe they can get up to a 3.
And you win today, you have 25 wins on the year. That's still something to be noted when you get to 25 wins. I know it's one game into the postseason with the conference tournament, but 25 wins is still something that the committee can't ignore.
Nah, no doubt about that. And think back, y'all, to let's just say my appearance after they fell to 0-3. With you guys, I was wondering. I said, I think they can get to 500. They got to push the right buttons, but does this team have it? And not only did they have it, but they found a way to become a very strong team. And I just hope that in the postseason that they do the things that we've talked about. That Devo Davis can get to the rim, that he could be a creator, that Note doesn't have to have the ball in his hands a ton, that No-Take can get to the glass, that they get fouls called on the other teams by penetrating, and they don't settle for threes so much. Because when all the parts come together and they shoot threes decently and they rebound, they are a tough team to beat.
Well, Tom, enjoy the snow, enjoy the games, and we'll recap everything from the weekend on Monday.
Talk a little baseball, too. Yeah, sounds great, y'all.
Football might be over this season, but basketball is in full steam for both pros and college hoops. For all the latest odds, totals, player performance props to where the next fired coach is going to land, BetOnline is the #1 spot for all your sports betting needs. Head over to the website or use your mobile device to sign up today and receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. Use our promo code BELIEVE to get started. That's promo code BLEAV. And it's not just basketball. BetOnline is your source for hockey, boxing, and UFC odds. Right to the Olympic coverage is the best in the business. From sports right down to your favorite Vegas casino games, BetOnline is your #1 online wagering destination. BetOnline, the fastest and easiest way to wager on all your favorite sports and play your favorite games. BetOnline, where the game starts.